Alright, so this is part 2 of the morning thoughts video this morning, right? Let me finish up the video. So, what I was saying, I left off at the environment in which I work, which is around people that are elderly, and I get to see people exiting life, whether they're there for the facility that I work in, the environment I work in. People are there, some are there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. There are people that are even there for 10 years. But if they're there for 10 years, it's the last 10 years of their life. You understand? And some might get to go home. Like, they're there for a year, they go home, they always come back because they have some kind of chronic illness or something that's only going to get worse as time goes by. And I'm there to see, and I look at all angles of life. I look at who used to be hot. I've walked into rooms before and looked at these patients' pictures, because they normally have, once they move in to the facility, they have their pictures up, you know, their party days, they have their days. And I've seen people in there as young as 40 years old. There was a female there that was 40 years old that had a stroke. And she had a stroke which affected a side of the brain that controls information going out. But she understands everything coming in. And she lived a life of partying. She didn't have any proper insurance, so she couldn't even get therapy. And her family was begging me every time I walked past her in the hallways to give her therapy. And I couldn't give her any therapy, but the most I could do was I could tell her family members, hey, try this with her. Do this with her. This is going to help. Because she wasn't, this is the world we live in. If you don't line your ducks up in a row, you get hit with trouble and you won't be able to help yourself. Or if there's help available for you, they kept her at the medical facility because she needed immediate medical care, emergency medical care, because her stroke was fresh and it was a massive stroke, right? But as she healed up, they kept her there for the amount of time the law required you to keep someone there, and then they put her out. So she's at home, but I'll never forget going into her room and I looked around and I saw big bottles and skimpy outfits, and you know, she had that nice body and everything, and pictures with all these different guys and the nice cars and stuff. That's the kind of girl she was. And the people that worked at the facility, a lot of them knew her. Like, a lot of the CNA females knew her because they grew up in the same area, in the same neighborhood. And she was known as a party girl, and that's what they called her, party girl. Now, to be hit with something in life where you cannot speak, you know what you're saying, but you don't know that you sound like, and that's how she responded, or she spoke to people trying to explain stuff that she wanted. And the simplest task for her was difficult. She had like 1 or 2 family members that would come by every now and then to see how she was doing, but that's about it. She didn't have no man. She didn't have no child. I didn't see no children come by, mommy, how you doing? I didn't see no husband come by, this is my wife, life and death. I'm going to be here always, or this is my life partner. And I was wondering to myself, going through her room, I'm like, and I might have been wrong for this thought, but I thought to myself, damn, she was fine as hell. I can't imagine how many guys she probably shitted on. I can't imagine how many guys she, you pieces, you ain't my type, I could get better, and all this other stuff. And then she's hit with something like that in life, and there she sits. And she'll be like that for the rest of her life, right? And I don't know, if she lives another 40 years, that's what it's going to be. I know religious people are going to say, God can heal her and she can change it. Yeah, whatever. It can happen, yes. I won't doubt it. But majority of the time when people are hit with that, I'm in the environment to see that become their life for the rest of their life. Unless they're with good insurance and or wealthy enough to afford the kind of therapy that would increase their quality of life. But majority of the times, that's where they're going to be at. I've been in others, the older people rooms, and I've seen the ones that get no visits. The ones that get, and yes, they could have been married forever and their husband died early or their wife died earlier and they just chose to be alone for the rest of their life. There are those ones. But there are the ones that tried it, didn't work, left it alone, decided I'm just going to play the field, and live that kind of life, and then you see them at the end of life, and they're lonely as hell. And I'm telling you, being old and lonely is not what it's cracked up to be. A lot of people say they would rather be lonely, but it ain't what it's cracked up to be. End of the story. For this video, I'm telling you to be careful who you choose to be with, because this is some of the questions that I ask myself, and I implore people to ask yourself these questions as well. Check it. The person you with today, if you got in a car accident today, please don't try to argue this away. I'm a good driver. I've been driving since I was 15 and I've never had an accident. You could be driving very fine and other people on the road not paying attention and run you off the road, slam into the back of your vehicle, whatever. It's happened to many people. And again, I've been in the field, working in my field. I see it all the damn time. Okay, so accident puts you in a position where you're not able to care for yourself. Do you think that the person that you're with is going to stick around? Do you think that the person that you're with is going to help you to the bathroom? Worse, you can't go to the bathroom and you're shitting on yourself. You think the person that you're with is going to do some CNA work with you at home? Roll you and wipe your ass and put your adult diaper under you? This is serious stuff that we got to look at. It doesn't even have to be an accident. It could be diseases. What I'm trying to tell people is this, that many things are going to happen along the road of life. And you better be sure that you have a rider with you that's down for the journey. Not someone that's here temporarily for whatever gratifications it is. Now, back to how I started the video in part 1. I talked about how when I did the pickles and demons, what I noticed in the comment section was a lot of females kept talking about, they either spoke down about a man as far as his sexual prowess goes and their reason for moving on, and they'd rather be with a dildo till they find another man that is good enough to do this and that and the other. And one lady said something about, that's why older women just sleep with young guys, because at least they can get it up and this other kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, you're older and you're sleeping with young guys because they can get it up, but how long you think that's going to last before you look too old and they don't want your ass anyways, whether they can get it up or you have money or not, right? So it goes on and on. It goes on and on. The people that I see enjoying life, even through illness or whatever, are the ones that actually have someone around them. Someone that's been there since before all of that. Someone that you can share stories with, that can look back and be like, remember when we went to so-and-so? Remember when we did so-and-so? That has grown with you over the years. And God forbid anything happens to you, they're there for you. Those are the people that I see enjoying it. So like I said, be careful. Oh, and not to forget, my years in the military, as a combat veteran, I actually have seen young guys come home from combat, body parts missing, young wife, disappear. Like straight up, she's living the life. As long as he's getting a paycheck and he's in uniform and she's bragging, my husband wears uniform, men in uniform are so sexy and I have one. And he's Sergeant so-and-so and this and that. She's living the life. Living the life. Traveling places and all that. You know, because, you know, military, we travel a lot. Whether it's the places you don't want to go or the places that you can go, because we have discounted flights. I'm talking about $5 to... I won't talk about that. But anyways... Yeah, $5 to Switzerland, $5 to Amsterdam, $5 to France, from Germany to France, do a weekend hop and be in 3 places on a 4-day weekend and back on post for formation Monday morning or Tuesday morning if you have Monday off. That kind of stuff. And the females that you mess with are spouses, they're there to enjoy all that. Mac flights. Only spouses could get on Mac flights anyways, not side chicks. But if you got a side chick, you could pay for her to meet you there. But anyways, those are the ones, I mean, I've seen it. They enjoy everything that the soldier had to offer until my husband, he defends our country, and then he goes off defending your country and loses a leg, and he has to come back home. He has to go through the whole process of learning to walk again. He has a poo-poo bag on his side, like all kinds of things, because he got hit up on the battlefield with shrapnel. She's out. Gone. And there's so many of them that do it. So What I'm saying is, ending this video like this, be very careful who you convince yourself that this is the right one to be with. Study them. Look at them and ask yourself that question. And if the answer is no, I don't think you would be there for me if something was to happen to me and I end up in that position. Start making plans to exit. Okay? Alright, man. It's SouFLoTV. It's Monday. Go get your money. It's Money Making Monday. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Let me say this. We had a beautiful weekend. Check out the vlog videos on brains&thebeat. I'm about to go edit them and put them up to the channel as we speak. I'm out. Peace.